Gamers and gentlefolk, hello and welcome back to another broadcast for the Nexus Gaming Series. I'm going to be your host, The Sound, and we are going to be taking a look at a replay cast this time round. We'll be taking a look at a Week 2 matchup between Team Cringe and ReGen Rebel. This is going to be a best-of-3 series, and I do not know the outcome, so I will be finding out live along with you, dear viewers. So stay tuned. I'm sure there's going to be lots of excitement between these two teams. And let's talk a little bit about these two teams before we start our first replay. Team Cringe, they are a newly formed team this season, Season 17, with 2 different rookie players, but their other 3 members have some NGS history, so it's not a completely new to the scene team. And conversely, ReGen Rebel, their opponents, are 3-season veterans of Division C East. So they've been around the block a few times, specifically in this division, and we should see some pretty exciting play out of both of these teams, I would expect. Let's take a look at our map draft here, checking in on our map bans. We have Dragonshire and Sky Temple banned by ReGen Rebel, with Tomb of the Spider Queen and Volskaya Foundry banned out by Team Cringe. I do not have map selection data, so I know we are headed to Braxis Holdout for our first map, but I do not know who of our 2 teams picked it. But that is no real concern for us. Drafting just gets in the way of us watching the games, right? So let's get this first game queued up here as we see how our let's see if we can get this first game queued up. Hello? Not launching. Well, I guess I can go in. Oh, interesting. Okay. Having a little bit of file tree trouble, it seems. Thank you for sticking with me, folks. First replay cast of the season, so naturally it's going to go a little clunky. Alright, now we're actually getting into the game. Excellent. Braxis Holdout, not the most common map to see play in NGS, so I'm interested to see how our teams approach the map. If it's a more traditional Storm League 1-4 focused approach with solo laners mostly left to their own devices, or if we're going to see a lot more rotational play out of our 2 teams. But there's no way to know by speculating only, so let's get into our first game here. And we can introduce our teams here on the left. In blue, we've got Team Cringe. Emsky on Artanis, Domino on Hanzo, Fading Cheshi on Jaina, Press Forward on Johanna, and Saber Moon playing Right Wing. To the right, in red, we've got ReGen Rebel. Taco playing Orphea, Meow Meow Cats on Vala, Velaravia on Anduin, Beastrend on Zagara, and Harrison playing Varian. As we get into our first wave of the game, taking a look at our 2 builds, we've got Amateur Opponent from Artanis not opting for Protectors of Ire here. Definitely a talent that sees a lot of play in Storm League, but Amateur Opponent, the wave clear it brings, the camp clear it brings, definitely of benefit to competitive focused Artanis players. Redemption from Hanzo, so looking to stack those auto attacks. They will lose track of or some progress on that quest, depending on how many times they die, so we'll keep track of that. Lots of wave clear available to Team Cringe through the Jaina here. And let's take a look up at our top lane. It's Beastrend on Zagara up against Emski, so the ranged versus melee off-lane matchup will be challenging. Of course, worth noting that the Zagara has no innate self-sustain, so the shield sustain from Artanis will be, if traded with, well, a major advantage in that matchup. Varian looking to stack the Lion's Maw quest at level 1, likely in advance of picking Taunt, a traditional tank spec, and minute 30 on the clock unlocks both of our first objectives. Checking in on top lane, Beastrend down to about half HP. I don't know if they've got their tap available to them. Emski having to tap early means that Team Cringe will get control on both beacons. Checking in on top side, we do have Meowcats and Beastrend 2v1 up against the Artanis player. Emski is going to have to back up a little bit here. And checking back in on bot, Harrison gets the pull from Anduin. Villarvia saving her father. Varian still has a fair bit to go before they can scale and take more damage more comfortably once Taunt is online. Checking back in on our 2v1 in top, there is a little bit of siege damage going onto the front wall for Emski, but they are playing it safe, not getting too aggressive while they're outnumbered. And it looks like Villarvia will start to make the rotation back, or I'm sorry, Meowcats will start to make the rotation back down. So it is 4v4 in bot lane. That's going to give Emski the green light to hop on top point and continue progress for the objective. Team Cringe doing a great job taking advantage of their early team comp. Domino going down low here and completing the redemption. That's a lot of damage output potential, and they'll get the first 2 kills here. Very well done, securing the rest of the first objective. So it is a full Zerg wave against a empty Zerg wave. Looks like we do have Domino making the rotation up to top there. I would love to see the rest of Team Cringe help support this push. But it looks like they are going to keep both Brightwing and Jaina down in bot lane. Beastrend falling very low here. Level 4 talents are online, as mentioned. Taking a look. Ooh, a great swap onto Beastrend. There is the pull from Anduin, though. Villarvia, an excellent job saving their teammate there. And top fort is taking a lot of damage here. It's down to about 20% HP before the Zerg wave is eliminated. So a great first push and experience lead now for Team Cringe. That's thanks not only to their hero kill experience, but they're also doing much better on the minion experience end of things as well. So they're about a half level away from their level 7 talents. Emski doing a great job to clear up that creep whenever possible. With the first objective complete, looks like we've got Emski starting up this top bruiser camp, adding a little bit more pressure to top lane, could very well secure the first fort of the game. Down in bot, Beastrend is set to spreading their creep, a very important task for any Zagara player, giving you the all-important move speed here. And it looks like they're going to leave the Brightwing to push with that bruiser camp. ReGen Rebel out of vision now, so Saber Moon is playing it safe. I think ReGen Rebel will have to rotate up to clear out the top lane if they want to save their fort, which is going to buy Team Cringe a lot of space in bot lane to get some pushing done. ReGen Rebel willing to roll the dice on this one, it seems, committing 4 heroes to the bottom lane. Meow Meow Cats on Vala rotating up to deal with the camp and wave pressure there. I don't know that Vala alone will be able to prevent this fort from going down. Emski pushes a massive wave into the tower here. And it is a equally large wave pushing against... Oh, a quick kill onto Domino Domino. Not sure how they ended up on that side of the battleground there. But the wave pressure is alleviated by their own minion wave. ReGen Rebel get to hold on to their fort. So a great swing in tempo for the red team. Fading Cheshire eats the taunt, but Saber Moon has the Soothing Mist. Alright, a heavy 3-hero commitment to the top lane for ReGen Rebel. Level 7 talents, we've got Beast Rend going for the Bile Drop quest. Likely in an attempt to pair that with the Corrosive Saliva at 16. Increasing the number of summons while your summons do % damage can really amp up Zagara's hero damage. Harrison, very low here, revealed by... Oh, Johanna's blind narrowly missing there. Domino Domino goes over the wall. They don't have an out here, but I guess Taco and Velaravia... Oh my gosh. Hanzo getting away with murder. Up top, we've got Emski onto Beast Rend. They get the swap in here. They're taking a decent amount of damage from these summons, but they're also doing a great job trading with their shield sustain. With that kill, heroics are just around the corner for Team Cringe. We'll see how our blue team spec once they reach that next talent tier. Emski had to recall in top lane. I don't know if Beast Rend is comfortable getting onto the point here before the absurd wave goes in favor of Team Cringe, and it looks like not. A lot of damage going on to Fading Cheshi. A great taunt from Harrison will draw the Saber Moon phase shift. Another 0 to 100 objective progress wave. There will be a little bit of Zerg benefited to ReGen Rebel, but nowhere near as much siege damage as this full wave. That's the Blessed Shield, followed up by the Blind. Fading Cheshi is chasing after Taco and taunted under towers. Harrison gets the kill, but Domino Domino able to secure the last few autos onto Taco. Velaravia able to eke out not in time. Looks like the auto attacks from the Redemption were too much for the Prince of Stormwind to handle. Harrison looking to go down here shortly as well. Domino over the wall once again. Eats the taunt, but oh gosh, Domino Domino really putting on a masterclass, a 4-hero wipe for them alone. Heroics available on both sides, so we'll see if the taunt into Light Bomb into Crushing Jaws would be enough to turn this around, but first keep going down at under 10 minutes in the game, and a solo kill up in top lane. Emski able to get the 1v1 against the Zagara player there. A tough one. That may allow for Emski and the rest of Team Cringe to finish off this top fort. And it looks like they're fixing to do just that. Press forward going directly under the fort. They're able to tank that with their Iron Skin, no problem. And with all 5 heroes of Team Cringe up in top lane, they're going to do a quick little sweep, getting as much creep out of the way as they can. Press forward, scouting pretty aggressively here. And it is 5v5. Level 13 is just around the corner now for Team Cringe. ReGen Rebel looking for a trap, but now that they are down a talent tier once more, Harrison goes in, gets the swap onto Emski, followed up by the Blessed Shield. Light Bomb lands onto the Brightwing player, but Emski is deep in on the backline here. We've got a lot of heroics flying on both sides. Varian finishes off his level 1 quest, but it looks like ReGen Rebel are going to be able to disengage successfully. Checking in on our level 1 stacks for Vala, already up to 14 stacks on the Hungering Arrow quest, Puncturing Arrow. Continuing to scale up into the late game here. Domino doing a great job scouting out, making sure that ReGen Rebel aren't getting any sort of advantage. Looks like there is a brief interrupt on Domino's connection, but they are able to join back with the game, thankfully. And ReGen Rebel opt to start up this camp even down the talent tier. Johanna's in range, not yet with the heroic, but a great Dragon's Arrow catches 2. Taco is falling very low. Emsky has no swap. There's the Blessed Shield. Taco falling low, and that's the kill. Another successful team fight. Domino doing a great job getting that Dragon's Arrow to lock the rest of ReGen Rebel into the choke next to that camp. A little bit of a greedy play from ReGen, trying to get that camp out while still down talent tier. And that's going to give Team Cringe an opportunity to snag this boss while their 2 camps push in bot lane up to a empty core. No keeps in this lane, so catapults are stacking up as well as the camps. Next objective, third one available, and Emsky's going to lock down the top point, continuing the relentless objective progress for Team Cringe. They are controlling the rotations here on Braxis with aplomb. It seems as though the offlane Zagara pick not going ReGen Rebel's favor, as well as the weak Varian pre-level 4. The objective unlocking at 1 minute 30 seconds means that your early game matters quite a bit on Braxis, and including the 1 to 4 range. That's going to be the full Zerg wave once again going over to Team Cringe. They're looking to get a lot of push done. Fading Cheshi caught in the crushing jaws, but Saber Moon doing another great job to cleanse and save their Jaina. Boss is fended off, but here comes another 100% Zerg wave. Level 16s in their hands. Team Cringe are likely to looking to end here. A massive Dragon's Arrow catches all 3. Anduin's down. That's all 3, both Varian and Anduin going down. The Rin family suffering major losses in this huge Zerg push. Domino getting aggressive on the Meow Meow Cats, and that's going to do it. A 4-hero wipe for ReGen Rebel, and they're onto the core with their Zerg wave still mostly intact. They're very healthy and unlikely to lose at this point in the game, so a massive play for our blue team. GG and well played. So game 1 going decisively over to the blue team there. Team Cringe able to pick up the first win in the series. Very well deserved, and they played the map super well, taking advantage, as I mentioned, of those early game advantages, really pressing the Zagara off of top lane and taking advantage of the weak pre-4 Varian. Taking a look at our post-game stats here, we've got Hanzo, Domino dominating there with 40,000 hero damage. They were really aggressive with some of their leaps over the wall, making sure that Varian Harrison in particular did not scoot away with any remaining hit points. And we can check in on our talent builds as well. Anything out of the ordinary? Nothing strikes me as too out of the ordinary here. We do have Ignore All Distractions from Domino. Not always the most common at level 4. It doesn't bring as much PvE damage universally, though it can one-shot heroes, but the added attack range allowed for them to really keep peppering down the solo front line of ReGen Rebel. That paired with flawless technique and sharpened arrowheads is really what contributed to that high damage output from Hanzo. Ninja Assassin as well, definitely playing into that aggressive leaping playstyle with takedowns lowering the cooldown of his trait. So really well played by Team Cringe, an excellent first map for them. We'll see if our Red team can get back in the running in game 2 here. Let's take a look. Hello? Excuse me, friends. Seem to be missing some of our map draft info. Rather peculiar. Map draft files, hello? Well, let's try this, shall we? And this, of course, is the downside of having too complicated of a stream setup. Oh, Crush, thanks for the follow. Good to see ya. Glad to have ya. For whatever reason, my map tiles and map list are not showing up. All right, well, in lieu of that, I see what happened. Somewhere along the lines, good friends, I quit out of Soothsayer. So there's no information for my overlay to read. And that'll do it. So we'll see if, now that I've reopened Soothsayer, there we go. Excellent. Sorry for the hold up, friends. Luckily, it is just at my discretion when the next game starts, and so we are not keeping our two teams waiting. All the better. And let's take a look. Where are we headed for map 2? Game 2, we're off to Towers of Doom. Excellent. Once again, no map draft data, so I'm not positive which of our two teams picked towers, but no matter. We can just get that next replay queued up as soon as possible. Okie doke. Thank you for bearing with me, as always. First replay class always was going to be a little bumpy, but as it turns out, it's very bumpy. So I appreciate everyone's patience. All right, game 2. Can ReGen Rebel turn things around and keep in the series, bring it to the full 3 games? I'm hoping for it. I'd love to see a full series here against, or in this C East matchup. And now that we've got the replay up and ready, let's hop right into it. And introducing our teams here on the left in blue. Once again, we've got Team Cringe, Emski on Malthael, Domino Domino on Alarak, Fading Cheshi on Orphea, Press Forward on Muradin, and Sabermoon playing Lucio. To the right in red, ReGen Rebel looking to extend the series to a full 3-gamer. We've got Velaravia on Brightwing, Taco on Anubarak, Meow Meow Cats playing Dahaka, Beastrand on Vala, and Harrison playing Kel'Thuzad. So a fair bit of role swapping from ReGen Rebel from game 1 to game 2. I only think that Velaravia and Harrison are... No, Harrison was the tank. Yeah, everyone swapped. Level 1 talents here. We've got W build, Taco eating the first combo of the game from Domino Domino. Fire at Will for Vala at level 1. The E-Quest growing Nightmare for fading Cheshi. But it looks like both of these teams relatively happy to be cautious in this first approach. First stack of the trait for Harrison there. And Taco and Velaravia in onto Domino Domino. No DPS in range, however. The Q misses, but Taco still takes a load of damage all the same. First kill going over to Team Cringe. A excellent rotation to support Domino Domino there. Another stack for Harrison. They're up to 2 on Master of the Cold Dark. And it looks like we've got Domino setting up for a gank here. I like this play from Team Cringe. Silence onto Taco. They sidestep the Stormbolt, however. They're in on to push forward here, or press forward rather. But Meow Meow Cats is a little bit closer. They land the drag onto Muradin. And it looks like ReGen Rebel... Oh no! A huge combo! Taco is isolated, able to get the E out, but press forward is still deep in the backline. Yeah, another kill going over to Team Cringe. Absolutely dominant play, and they're not done. Domino's out for blood here. Taco falling low as the rest of the blue team pick up the camp, but it's going to be a reset on the Sadism. First of ReGen Rebel's kills here. Press forward leaps in behind this tower. Fading Cheshi looking for Beast Rend here. One more auto would do it, and they will get a third kill. Absolutely massive and decisive engagements from Team Cringe. They are not afraid to dive behind the fort there. So they were able to reset Sadism, but I think overall they're happy with the experience lead. It's given them an early level 4, which unlocks Dialone for Malthael, Show of Force for Alarak, Allegrissimo for Fading Cheshi there. And it looks like Lucio still considering what their level 4 talent might be. But the early kills and mercenary experience lead definitely favoring Team Cringe here. They're set up in a good position for the first objective to zone the rest of ReGen Rebel out. Fading Cheshi is late to this objective, so ReGen Rebel are able to kind of dissuade Team Cringe from getting too quick of cap just by their presence. But with Domino going in onto Taco, a great combo onto the Alarak with the stun. They're locked down pretty well, but Taco is in danger once again. Emsky in onto the Beetle, and they will die. Saber Moon chasing down the Brightwing there. Supportal combat definitely not favoring the Fairy Dragon here. Even Cheshi maybe have... Yeah, able to get out thanks to Saber Moon supporting them there. I thought they might have bitten off a little more than they could chew, but in the end, they are able to make it out without too much trouble. Harrison in a lot of danger here, eats the stun. A couple more autos will do it, but rooted under towers means that press forward is going to go down instead. So level 7s are available for Team Cringe now, but ReGen Rebel are answering back with some kills of their own and closing some of the experience gap. Still about a level lead for ReGen Rebel, but level 7s are just around the corner for ReGen Rebel. Team Cringe not as far ahead as they once were. Looks like we've got Domino taking a look at Meow Meow Cats here. The silence is going to prevent Dahaka from using the essence. Luckily, they aren't taken out before they're able to burrow. And so it's given ReGen Rebel a little bit of a reprieve. They're able to get this camp of theirs out for the first time. Domino gets another combo onto Taco there, followed up by the Stormbolt. They E out. It's another 5-hero commitment. Brightwing shifts, so it's looking pretty dire. Meow Meow Cats has dug into the backline, but they don't have much essence left available to them. ReGen Rebel will make it out without further losses. An excellent fight sustain for our red team. Stormbolt now onto Meow Meow Cats. Press forward, able to dodge the rest of that combo. On a Pale Horse from Malphael means that they're going to be able to get from top lane down to this objective probably in time. It looks like ReGen Rebel aren't there for the fast cap, so it's giving Team Cringe an opportunity to get a further experience lead. They're looking for their heroics. A leap in from press forward, and Meow Meow Cat's trying to zone here on the bot side. And here's Emsky, a 5v5 here over this bottom objective. I'm going to be interested to see if Team Cringe can't make this objective last a little bit longer. They would love to get their heroics before this fight is completely over. Taco eating another couple of spells from Domino. On the bot side, Murden taking a lot of damage. Press forward, able to leap out, and we've got the Alarak channeling here. Heroics just nearly online for blue team. Taco has to back out once again. There's the phase shift. Emsky falling low here, but heroics are just around the corner. If Team Cringe can keep ReGen Rebel stalled out just a little bit longer, they will have the heroic talent here. Leap in from press forward, but able to sidestep the stun. Heroics are online, and it looks like we've got ReGen Rebel on the retreat now. Saber Moon dies, though. Okay, ReGen Rebel get some kills, but it's at the cost of 3 of their members. The heroic talent tier is a powerful one, and so trading your Lucio for 3 heroes and the core shots, probably a trade that Team Cringe is happy to make. And they are looking very dominant in these team fight wins. ReGen Rebel are having a lot of trouble dealing with Domino on this Alarak. And we can see they're just as aggressive with the Protoss as they were with the Shimada brother. Taco, having learned their lesson at least once, is going to check the bush before starting up this camp. Heroics still not quite here for ReGen Rebel. We've got cooldowns still ticking, and I just noticed Domino has not selected their heroic just yet. Heroics online for both sides. We've got Cocoon, Isolation, Rain of Vengeance, Shadowfisher, and Brightwing holding their level 10 as well. There's the Blink Heal grab. And it looks like it's Deadly Charge for Domino. They are not afraid of a little bit of CC, it would seem. We'll see if Taco is able to get the stun here. That's the Burrow Charge. They don't have the Q to follow it up. Meow Meow Cats in onto the back, but Domino able to telekinesis their way to safety. Press forward has to pop the Avatar to get out to safety, but in the end, ReGen Rebel are able to secure their camp. Still a couple of heroics. Domino in onto the back, a huge charge, but they're deep. They did not have enough support there. Saber Moon goes down as well. Resetting the sadism. A great kill for ReGen Rebel to get right before this objective spawns. A double kill, perhaps a little too aggressive a play with that Deadly Charge, but I expect to see a lot of that sort of play from Domino just based on how they were playing their Hanzo last game as well. It's a 5-hero commitment by ReGen Rebel into the bot lane just to make sure that these sappers get in, and then they've got Dahaka off to pick up this experience. They're still about a level behind, but if they're able to convert this fort, that will give them a chunk of XP. Towers of Doom, one of the only maps that's still, oh my gosh, Villarevilla taking so much damage here. They're able to blink heal out, and Lucio gets the cleanse. Okay, Taco very low on mana, but no further C yet from Cringe. Max distance Stormbolt lands onto the Anubarak. Great peel from Harrison and Beastren there to get their tank player out alive. Domino set up, looking for another deadly charge. In onto 3, they get the silence onto Harrison, followed up by the crushing jaws. It's going to be another kill going over to Cringe. That time, Saber Moon and Fading Sheshi were in range to follow up, push forward as well, doing a great job to support these aggressive dives from Domino. Another few kills, going 2 for 1 thus far on the kill count. Level 13s on both sides. Beastrend eating a lot of damage. Villaruvia able to cleanse them and give them the blink heals to get them out in time. Alright, even talent tiers by this next objective phase. ReGen Rebel are on even footing talent-wise. They're still at a stats disadvantage, unfortunately. That 2-level advantage that Team Cringe has built up is going to be difficult for the red team to deal with. Domino getting another combo here, followed up by an excellent deadly charge and press forwards. Stormbolt. The cleanses from Saber Moon doing a great job to shut down Harrison's damage. Taco's going to go down here. Another 2 kills going over to Team Cringe. Okay, we've got a little bit of damage coming out onto Domino here. Harrison doing their best just to shut down the Alarak as much as possible. And they do have almost infinite stalls as long as the Shadow Fisher keeps connecting. That will be the full cooldown, however, and Saber Moon should get... Oh gosh, Harrison stuck around a little too long. There's another kill for Team Cringe. Oh. However, they were able to complete their Master of the Cold Dark before dying, so Harrison gets that spell power boost. That will be a big help for them. They've got a lot of stats to make up, though. That 2-level advantage, level and a talent tier in favor of Team Cringe. It's another kill onto Villaruvia. Taco throws out the cocoon, but it's not before the death happens for their healer player. Another objective spawning in all 3 positions. And it looks like we've got Team Cringe setting up to try and feed sappers into the bot lane. A 10 HP core lead is not too much to overcome, but ReGen Rebel really have to come up with answers to the deadly charge combos that we've been seeing out of Domino this series. They're also pretty far behind on XP. We can see that's largely due to the hero experience, but they also lead in minion XP and structure XP, so there's a lot going in their favor. Domino looking for another deadly charge combo here, trying to get these 3 sappers in. We'll see if they look to get aggressive onto the Anubarak. ReGen Rebel doing a great job staying mostly split up, keeping Taco out in front. Next objective spawning in mere moments. And I don't think ReGen Rebel are going to be able to contest this bottom objective with the bottom right side fort still in Team Cringe's control. Domino going up, trying to pressure Meow Meow Cats here on the Dahaka. It is even talent tier, but without support, Meow Meow Cats is going to have a hard time channeling this objective. There's the tongue onto Domino. They don't have Counter-Strike, but there's a great cleanse from Saber Moon. The isolation hits. Meow Meow Cat's able to get the dodge on the last rites. Domino falling very low here, but some great healing from Saber Moon will get them out on the backside, however. Press forward onto Harrison. It looks like Emsky might go down here, but not... Oh my god. It's 2 kills for Team Cringe instead. They get the return kill onto the Malthael, but it ends up being all red in the kill feed. ReGen Rebel 5 hero wipe, and that gives Team Cringe the opportunity to get this boss. Another 4 HP off of ReGen Rebel's core will take them down to just 4 core shots. The next objective, if channeled by Team Cringe, assuming the same map state that we're at now, will be game over. ReGen Rebel have a lot of ground to make up, and they can do it. Towers of Doom is a map known for its comebacks. It is not necessarily a done deal, but it is a pretty steep hill for them to climb. Harrison gets the phase shift from Bellavia, but I don't think that's going to stop this fort from going in favor of Team Cringe. And now it's another deadly charge play in onto the Brightwing. They're falling very low, but they get out with a fraction of HP. That's not true. They're dead. So Harrison, Taco eats the silence, and there's a telekinesis. Press forward. Following up with the Stormbolt means another 3-hero wipe for ReGen Rebel. 2v5 for this next objective phase. If Team Cringe are able to channel it without any stall from ReGen Rebel, that will be the game. Another kill landing onto the Vala there. Absolutely devastating. There's the channel going over to the blue team and the win. So GG and well played to our blue team. A difficult 2-0 there for ReGen Rebel, and some dominant play from Team Cringe. I gotta say, Domino stood out to me as a player to watch moving forward for the rest of the season. Their Alarak and Hanzo play really, really strong in both games, and really aggressive as well. It's exciting to see that sort of commitment to those aggressive plays, and they were getting support from their team as well. Press forward in particular, really doing a good job on the Murden to follow up those deadly charge engages. Checking in on the post-game stats, we've got Domino, once again, top damage for Team Cringe. Beastrend able to get close there with the Vala. Taking a look at our builds and stacking talents, they were able to get up to 64 stacks on Fire at Will. So that is a fair bit of damage to rack up, but 188 sadism kind of tells the whole story there. That is a lot of bonus damage onto the Alarak spells, and that paired with Blade of the High Lord, which takes advantage of that sadism on auto attacks, Mocking Strikes giving him CDR. It's a lot of follow-up damage. Also, Fading Cheshi favoring that E build. That is another burst pick-oriented build, especially when paired with Crushing Jaws. So a lot of great synergy there, and an excellent draft answer to the Kel'Thuzad in the Lucio. Not sure the draft order of those things, but High Five doing a lot to shut down the effectiveness of the Lich. All right, so that's going to do it for our first series. Given how quickly we got through it, I think I'm going to queue up another replay cast here. So if you're viewing live, feel free to stick around. Before I step out, I'll do a quick shout out to all of the artists, musicians, and programmers whose work I feature here on the stream. You can check out all of their information at the links below, or using the command !credit in chats. There's also going to be a credit roll at the end of the stream, so feel free to stick around for that as well. In the meantime, I am going to set up for our next replay cast, so stick around if you don't want to miss anything.